Come on, man. Yeah, good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. You made it to the weekend, so congratulations on that there. That's quite an accomplishment. Yeah. It's quite an accomplishment there. Very proud of you. All right, let's see what kind of a bet y'all want to do here. Who will win the first half? 80% of you say Louisville.
5-star dummy.
Dang. Y'all are 5-star dummies. I told you Clemson's winning the game. Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't listen. But fine, whatever. College football, first half. Y'all say Louisville will win. Okay. Whatever. Whatever, woozies. All right. Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't listen. What a great day. What a great day. Oregon and Northwestern come on at 9, so we'll put that one on at 9. Lots of college basketball on today, too. So we'll see if I can find a game to bet on. We'll put that on, too. I don't watch college basketball unless I'm betting on it. But there is a bunch of college basketball games on. So if we can figure out when to bet on, we'll put that on. Clemson and Louisville starting here in just a few minutes. Oregon and Northwestern at 9. How's everybody doing? Airplane Man is here. Sharice, Georgia Boy, Matt SS, Fitzbits, Georgia Boy for life. For life. Oh, Bama Guy, what's up? Sterling Reigns. Oh, shit. You're right. I fucking put Northwestern on there instead of Minnesota. I'm a 5-star dummy. All right, hold on. Let me fix it. I will fix it. You're 100% right. I already had Northwestern on there from another Friday stream we did, and I didn't change it out. Let's see, where is it? I'm a 5-star dummy. Let's see. Let's do that. Right there. I'll fix it. Hold on. Fixing it now. 5-star. I'm a 5-star woozy for that. That makes me a woozy. That makes me a woozy. I'm going to get trolled. Oh, no. Oh, no. Man. I really hope people don't show up and troll me. It would be terrible. That would be just terrible. If somehow I got trolled, I don't know how I would handle that. Minnesota. Here we go. Almost fixed, woozies. Yes. Download that. Luckily, I'm a fucking professional who knows what they're doing. I'm able to fix this quick, fast, and in a hurry. There we go. Oregon versus Minnesota. Bang. Almost like it never even happened. Yep, almost like it never even happened. Can I come down sometime and control the 5-star dummy button? Yeah. You can come down 4 weeks ago when I invited everybody over. Or you can come down next year when I do it again. Howdy, partner. Howdy, partner. I'm looking for a pile of shit to kick. I'm a shit-kicking Texas fan. I'm a biology sciences major during the day and a pretend cowboy at night. Oh, shit. I think they're fucking cowboys, man. Fucking retards. Fucking retards, man. You gotta get a whip and a fake gun to wave around. Get me a cap gun. I play Cowboys and Indians. Yeah. Yeah. Cowboys and Indians. Thank you for teaching me about the ballless bull, sir. Yeah, Bevo was castrated. Got no nuts in that. Sad but true. Sad but true. Louis, you will never hear the end of it if Texas beats Georgia. Why you say that? Texas beat Georgia in 2018, and I heard the end of that a long time ago. What makes you think that? Would come visit Lou, but me dogs would scare him too bad. Your dogs aren't invited over here, bud. I'm not running a kennel over here. Yeah. What's going on out there now with the flip-flop routine in the hallway? Kind of flop, 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 flop. What's up, Rand? Why would LSU want Josh Heupel? Didn't they just fire Josh Heupel, basically? LSU just ran a Josh Heupel out of town. Now they want to hire another one? Why? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. How in the sweet baby Jesus hell is Notre Dame ninth in the playoff poll? I don't know, but it shouldn't be. Well, if they're ninth, then Miami should be 8th. And Miami shouldn't be 8th. So Notre Dame shouldn't be ninth. Are we getting a Texas hype vid when Texas wins? I don't even know what that is. What do you mean? Are you getting a Texas hype vid? Do I normally make hype vids for teams that win games? Are you new here? Are you lost? Are you mentally retarded? What? Is your chin strap Velcroed to whatever window you're licking? What? Are you getting a hype vid if Texas wins? I don't even know what the fuck that means. You must be on the wrong channel, bud. Must be on the wrong channel. You're looking for one of those feel-good channels that'll give you a digital pat on your peanut head and tell you how proud they are of your team and all that. That's not what we do here. We're all Pitt fans tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know that it matters. I think Notre Dame's going to roll. I mean, Pitt's coach already pretty much said they're losing. When a coach tells me they're going to lose, I pretty much believe them. So, all right, Louisville taking the field here. They'll be getting kicked off in just a few minutes. Louisville hosting Clemson. Clemson coming off a massive win over Florida State last week. Louisville coming off a loss for no reason. Will Clemson make a bowl game this year? If they get to 6 wins, they will. They're at 4 now, I think. They got to win 2 of their last 3. Is that right? Yeah. What are they? 4 and 5? Yes. They play Citadel next week, so they'll win next week. So they either need to beat Louisville or South Carolina to get bowl eligible. Thanks, Peyton. Boo-boo swine flu and Clemson will lose, says Christian Ballard. Dave Portnoy from Barstool is in the chat. Yeah, I've done told him no like 10 times. The guy won't take no for an answer. I'm not leaving LouTube. Why would I do that? Please stop calling him the Pitt coach. That's disrespectful. His name is the Nard Dog. Yeah, the Pitt coach. Can somebody hide that bot account? Thank you, Shuey. Tennessee is a little better than the Birmingham Bowl. I'm hearing Pop-Tart Bowl. Might be able to play Texas in the Gasparilla Bowl if things go really well. Might be able to play Texas in the, or maybe they can play Texas in the ReliaQuest Bowl, even. Might be something they could do. Hype and hate on Charlotte next week? No. No. I like the hat, Lou. You want one? They're back in stock. They were out of stock for a while. There you go. Just in time for Christmas. Might as well buy 10 of them. Give one to everybody you know. The Christmas shopping is done. That's all you got to do. Go over there, buy 10 LouTube hats. Just give one to everybody you know. Tell them Merry Christmas. Is the Memphis coach a good coach? I don't know, but Arkansas is going to find out next year. It's a Dodgers hat. guy. You got me there, buddy. It's a Dodgers. Lou, did you purchase a Mega Millions lottery ticket? No. Nope, I went to work today instead. All right, Louisville's going to kick it off here. Clemson will be getting the ball first. The Taters on the road, trying to make it 2 in a row after they beat Florida State last weekend. Louisville lost last weekend for really no reason at all. Clemson forgot to field the kick, and it went into the end zone for a touchback. Louisville is a 3-point favorite over Clemson. It was down to, I think, 2 at kickoff. I've got Clemson +3, and the comment section bet has Louisville to win the first half. I bet Clemson +3. The comment section poll was Louisville first half. And I haven't bet the Oregon game yet. I probably will, but I like Oregon minus the points in the Oregon game tonight. Klubnik in a shotgun here on first down on the 25. First play of the game. 3 wide. He's back to throw. Complete to Randall out of the backfield. Across the 30. Across the 35. Slung down around the 38. Gain of about 13 yards on first down for the Taters. Good looking play there. There's a bunch of college basketball games on, too, so maybe we'll bet a college basketball game tonight if we can figure out one that's coming on TV somewhere. I don't watch college basketball unless I'm betting on it, but there are a bunch of games on today. First and 10, Taters on their own 38. Shotgun again for Klubnik. Motion this time, back to throw again. Under pressure and sacked from behind for a loss of about 7 yards. It's going to be second and long. Held on to the ball way too long. Way too long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, gotta get rid of that fucking ball, woos. Gotta get rid of the ball, woos. Take Colorado tonight, college basketball. Georgia's going to destroy Tech in Roundball, 9 p.m. Georgia Tech, 9 p.m. Let's see. Let's see. Is it coming on TV? Yep, it is coming on TV. Georgia is a 15.5-point favorite at home against Georgia Tech. That game comes on at 9. Maybe we'll put that one on and make a bet on it. Pay Lou and stop mistreating Uncle Lou. Yes, both of those. I would highly recommend both of those things. I would highly recommend both. No Burgle Cam today. 3rd and 7 now for the Taters on their own 41. Empty backfield and 5 wide. Clubbing it back to throw. Gets rid of it. Caught, but a yard short of the first down. Not a good throw. Receiver had to fall down to make the catch, and he was a yard short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 1. Decision time for Yabba Dabba Daboo. 4th and 1, 12.5 minutes to go, first quarter, first drive of the game. And they are going to keep the offense out on the field here. Klubnik under center on his own 46-yard line. Motion. Snap. Quarterback draw. Picked up the first down. Needed a yard. Gained 2. Up to the 49. 1st and 10. Taters. They keep the drive alive. Take Iowa to cover in the basketball. Woo. I've watched Xavier, and they got the absolute shit kicked out of them by St. Bonnie's. Iowa. Is that today? That game comes on at 8. Xavier in Iowa. Iowa's favored by 15.5. That's a lot of fucking points. Klubnik throws complete for a first down at the Louisville 40. So Clemson driving here on the first possession of the game. Coming up on 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. Game just started if you tuned in late. Make sure you're hitting a thumbs up, please. That is a big help to the live stream. That's all I ask. It doesn't cost anything, but it does help. So hit the thumbs up here if you don't mind. Jet sweep this time for the Taters. Picks up 5 yards on first down. That's going to make it 2nd and 5. Clemson looking good here on the first drive of the game. ACC is in a bad way, woo. That's why I picked Clemson in this game. The higher ranked team keeps losing in all these ACC games. So I said, well, it must mean Louisville's losing this one. So I took the Taters in this one. 2nd and 5 on the Louisville 35. Back to throw again. Over the middle, caught. A lot of room inside the 20. Out of bounds near the 15. Clemson in the red zone, doing work here on their first drive of the game. I like hookers. They're good people. I'm sure some are, some aren't. The hookers are probably like everybody else. Some of them are decent. Some of them are pieces of shit, probably. Yeah. Imagine a world where the ACC mess up so bad 2 group of 5 schools make it. I think it's possible, especially if Duke wins the ACC. I think it's possible. If Duke wins the ACC, they might not get anybody in. Hookers are hard workers for the most part. Well, 2nd and 3, the Taters are going to be dropped for a loss of a yard or 2. 3rd and about 5 coming up now for Clemson. Right around the 10-yard line. World's oldest profession, you know what they say. This guy's name is Stanquan Clark. Ah, come on, man. What are we doing? I mean, how do you hate your kid the day he's born? That kid's name was Stanquan. Come on, man. What are we doing? Stanquan Clark. How do you hate your son the day he's born? You know, fucking damn Stanquan. No such thing as a lot, dummy. $1998 forever too. Right, yeah, 1998 forever. Probably will never be another one. Yeah. Right, Burble? Yeah, you missed it. YouTube TV is back. It never went anywhere. Who in the hell shadow banned my main account from the live chat? I have no idea. There's no such thing as shadow banning. Shadow banning is a word people make up when nothing they say or post is interesting. So they don't get any responses to it or whatever. So they think someone shadow banned them, but there really is no such thing as shadow ban. There's regular ban, like somebody just says, fuck it, and bans you from the channel, but that's not a shadow ban. Shadow ban is a term that uninteresting people made up to make themselves feel better about not getting any replies to anything they say or do. Oh, ESPN's back on YouTube TV? Oh. Is that true? That must be, I mean, did that like literally just happen? Thank God I can get rid of this stupid fucking ESPN app. Let me turn it on YouTube TV and see. Because sometimes y'all troll me in the comments, believe it or not. Let's see. Just happened? Well, good. Our long national nightmare is over. And I got my $20. Our long national nightmare is over. That's great news. That is great news. Well, here we go. Show me ESPN. There it is. What do you know? Shout out to Disney for finally caving in, doing the right thing, and letting people watch their fucking sports. I can't wait to cancel that ESPN app in the morning. This program is currently unavailable to watch. Please try again later. What? It's not on here. It's not on here. Somebody was trolling. Yeah, I don't see it on here. Agreement was reached 15 minutes ago, but might take some time. Yeah, I still don't see it on here. Well, back to ESPN for now. Tomorrow. It'll start in the morning, maybe. Yeah, I'll check it again in an hour or two, see if it's back on. I'm just going to put the ESPN app back on for now to watch the Clemson game. Watch live. There we go. What did we miss? Did Clemson score? Kicked a field goal, didn't they? Yeah, so we missed Clemson kicking a field goal, but Clemson is up 3-0. We're not interested in whatever mumble rap you're doing. We're not interested in it. Find a different name and come back later. Yeah. Let's see what we're doing here. commercial break on the game. Let's see what we're betting on here. Clemson to win the game. That's my bet. I put that bet in on Monday. Clemson to win the game. But then we did a comment section poll at the beginning of the stream for the first half, and the comment section said Louisville first half. So I got a bet for Louisville to win the first half and Clemson to win the game. What else? I've got Duke minus 4.5 tomorrow. Ole Miss minus 16 tomorrow. Texas Tech minus 24 tomorrow. And Notre Dame minus 11 tomorrow. And then I have a first half bet on a basketball game for absolutely no reason at all. I mean, literally none. Under first half in whatever basketball game this is. What is it? USC, I think. Yeah, and Illinois State. Boy, I'll bet on anything. I got problems. I got fucking problems. Illinois State. Why the fuck did I bet on an Illinois State game? I don't know, but so far so good. I've got under 74 points in the first half of the Southern Cal Illinois State basketball game. Jesus. Yeah. Louisville on 2nd and 8. Slant is complete. Gain of about 15 and a first down for Louisville up near the 40. I am a huge degenerate. I don't know why I've been betting on a lot of college basketball first halves, but I've been hitting. I'm up $560 this week, mostly just betting the first half of college basketball games. So I did it again. I took under, whatever I said, 74? Under 74 points in the Southern Cal Illinois State basketball game. And they're at 25 points total halfway through the first quarter. So they're on pace for about 55 points in the first half. And I've got under 74. So it looks like that's probably going to hit. And then y'all said Georgia Tech. Let me find that. Georgia Tech at 9. Plus that comes on TV so we could watch it. Both teams are 3-0. Georgia's favored by 15.5. Is Georgia any good? Why is Georgia such a big favorite in a basketball game? I thought they were terrible. Hey Lou, here in Texas for SC and A&M. Oh, shit, have a good time, man. I mean, you probably already noticed, but A&M's going to win the game. But I'm sure you'll have a good time. Thank you, Chandler, for the super chat. Have fun, my man. Nicholas DePerno says, I got the Dogs 31-20. You're close. It's going to be 31-23. Dubu swine flu and Clemson will lose. That was Ballard from earlier. Thank y'all for hitting the super chats. I really appreciate that. Super chats are what keep these live streams going. So big shout out to y'all. I really appreciate it. Clemson's defense has forced a stop here on 4th and 8. Louisville's going to have to punt it away. And there it is. Clemson is going to field this one at the 25 and can't get away, tackled right there. No gain on the return. 1st and 10 Taters up 3-0 on the road at Louisville. What channel is the Oregon game on? Fox, I believe. Yes, Fox. At 9 o'clock. It's not on yet. Comes on at 9, I think. I have $100 on Texas money line, but only because I'm also a degenerate gambler. I can respect that. I respect all degenerate gamblers. Just sub to your channel, says Mexican Buckeye Man. Yeah, that. Well, I hope you created a new account to do it because I want you to subscribe to my channel with all your accounts. You have a bunch of troll accounts, Mexican Buckeye Man. Because this isn't the first time you've been in here with some new fake name. But just make sure you're subscribing with all your fake troll accounts. Yeah. I got 300 on Minnesota, Oregon under. I like Oregon minus the points in that one. It's a low over under too. What's the over under? 45 or something? It's a pretty low under. Let me see. Yeah, the over under is 45. That's low for college football. Don't time out. Why are you timing him out? Just hide those bots. You timing them out just means they'll be back tomorrow with the same dumb shit. Just hide them. Auburn should go after Ed O. Uncle Lou, do you think Alabama makes it to the SEC championship if they... Yeah, I think A&M and Alabama are playing for the SEC title. Don't bet on Florida basketball because they suck at that sport too now. Damn, is that true? Boy, those Florida football fans who pretended to be basketball fans last year because they won a natty are going to be awfully upset when they find that out. What's up, Lane? You suck. Yeah, that might be true, but you swallow. So I still have the better end of the deal. I can't wait for this year in college ball. Uncle Lou, I'm talking to the Ohio State man. Oh, well, Ohio State man usually sucks and swallows. They finished the job. I thought they were trolling, but I just checked and ESPN is back on YouTube TV. I'll be curious to see what the terms of the deal ended up being. I just want to know how long of a deal they signed so I know when we're going to have to go through this again. Was it a 1-year deal, a 5-year deal, what? I don't care what the terms are. I couldn't care less how much YouTube TV is paying Disney. All right, 1st and 10, Clemson. They're up 3-0. This is their second possession of the game. To keep it on the ground here on first down, gain of about 4 to the 29. Can watch it on YouTube TV now. All right. Adios to the ESPN app if it's on YouTube again. I hate that damn ESPN app's the worst app I've ever used. The worst app I've ever used. Yep, here we go. All right, 1st and 10, Clemson back to throw. Klubnik in the pocket, going deep. Home run ball. Falls incomplete down around the 20. Wide receiver looks like he's a little slow getting up too. Moore Jr. Trainer's out to take a look at him now. Yeah, Clemson man down. Ohio State buys their roster. Everybody buys their roster, bud. Illinois is paying for every player on their team. How bad does Miami have to be to not make the ACC championship game? Yeah, they fucked themselves. Clemson wide receiver up and jogging off the field, so it looks like he'll be okay. We did survive the ESPN plague, thank God. Back on YouTube now. Second and 10 now for Clemson. They're up 3-0, 5:25 to go in the first quarter. Clemson on their own 37. Klubnik in a shotgun. Motion. Snap. Back to throw. Complete behind the line of scrimmage and has some blockers across the 40 to the 44-yard line. It's going to be third and about 3 or 4 now with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Post-Punk Lion. What's up, buddy? Yeah, ESPN's back on YouTube TV. I think Alabama beats Oklahoma, but I don't think they covered a 6-point spread, says Charisse. Third and 3 coming up now for Clemson. On their own 43, they're up 3-0 over Louisville. On the road on a Friday night. Clemson trying to get their second win in a row after beating Florida State last week. Klubnik's in a shotgun yelling at a wide receiver. Snap, back to throw. Complete again behind the line of scrimmage. Wide receiver slips and falls down. Turf Monster undefeated, has never missed a tackle. And he wrapped the Clemson man up that time and tackled him for a loss of 1. 4th and 4, the Taters will have to punt it away. Are they bringing Bevo to Athens? No. I think YouTube TV has less of a delay than the ESPN app. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Uncle Lou, Illinois man, has a Napoleon complex. Is that true? Lou, are you going to watch the Georgia basketball game? If we bet on it, I will. I don't watch college basketball unless I bet on it. And I don't give a shit whether Georgia goes 100-0 or 0-100 in basketball either. I couldn't care less. I'm not a basketball fan. I'm a gambling fan, so I'll watch anything that I'm gambling on. I just hate Ohio State fans. They are the worst. They're up there. Louisville keeps it on the ground here on first down, runs a couple of Taters over and picks up 6 or 7 yards, but there's a flag down. Let's see what this is here. Illegal hands to the face on Clemson. So that's going to give Louisville some more yards and a first down. If you don't know, I can't help you. Dang, they do look like South Carolina. Somebody hid you? Let me see. I'll check right now, see if you're hidden. See if somebody hid you. Dang, somebody hit a bunch of people. All right, I'll unhide you. Somebody hit a bunch of people. Somebody got their feelings hurt. All right, I don't know how long it takes, but I unhid you on my end. If you ever get hidden, this goes for anybody. If you ever get hidden, just email me and I'll try to fix it. But I don't have a way of knowing if a mod hid you or something. I don't have a way of knowing unless you tell me somehow. Clemson used to play defense. Their secondary looks rough. Yeah, their defense has let them down. I mean, they just haven't been good at all this year. How do you know you're hidden? If you leave a comment and then you refresh the stream and you don't see your comment, that means you're hidden. minus 25.5 for Minnesota seems crazy. Yeah, especially since it's plus 25, not minus 25. Minus 25 for Minnesota would be crazy. That would mean they were a 25-point favorite. They're plus 25. Who do I think is going to make the ACC title game? Pitt and Georgia Tech. Or maybe Duke. Louisville on 3rd and 6. Quarterback scrambles, but he's not going to get it. Tackled at his own 27-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 5. And the birds with teeth will have to punt it away again. Yeah, I see your comments now. You think Vandy definitely gets in at 10 and 2? There might be too many 10 and 2 teams, so I don't know. I don't think any 9 and 3 team will get in over Vandy, but there might be too many 10 and 2 teams to where somebody has to get left out. And if that's the case, Vandy could be in trouble. Does Paylou play parlays 1 or 2 a week? And I don't do the crazy 6, 7, 8 picks either. I might do 2, sometimes 3. But if I make 30 or 40 bets a week, if I make 40 bets a week, 38 or 39 of them are straight bets. Maybe 1 parlay. I hit a parlay yesterday on a was it a basketball game? I think it was a college basketball game. I had on one game I had the under. It was the Purdue-Alabama game. It was the Purdue-Alabama basketball game yesterday. I had Purdue plus 3 and the under. And Purdue won the game and the under hit. So it was $100 to win $260. Taters are 8-1 versus Louisville all time. About to be 9-1. Wait a minute. What did I miss here? What the fuck had just happened? All of a sudden, Louisville has 3 points. What did I miss? I just saw Louisville on 3rd and 8 gain 4 yards. It was 4th and 5, and now Louisville's kicking off, and it's tied at 3. I must have been behind from when I first switched it to YouTube, and it automatically... Yeah, I just missed all that, whatever happened there. Because instead of Louisville punting, they're now kicking off. I didn't see the field goal or them drive down the field. Oh, they were on the Clemson side of the field. That's why I missed it. I thought they were on their own side of the field. Okay, that's what I missed then. All right. Yeah, I missed it when I switched from ESPN to YouTube. All right, I got you. All right, 3-3. Clemson with the ball. Klubnik throws. Incomplete. Would have been a first down. Referee says ball hits the ground. Incomplete. And there's a flag down. What's a worse game? Wisconsin, Indiana, or Ohio State, UCLA? Probably Wisconsin, Indiana. Where the hell is Octavian? I've got no idea. No idea. Vegas is biased against men. Maybe the women there just don't like you. Louisville needs to cut out with the penalties. No, they don't. They need to keep with the penalties. I got Clemson +3. Louisville can get all the penalties they want. Yeah, ESPN's back on YouTube TV. This is going to be the last play of the first quarter, probably. 12 seconds to go, clock running. 2nd and 9, Klubnik in a shotgun. Down to 5 seconds now. They might not even snap the ball. Yeah, they're not even going to snap it. Clock runs out. And that's going to be it. End of the first quarter, all tied at 3. What's up, Riff? You all right over here? You see you got your monkey? Want to give your monkey a kiss? Want to give your monkey a kiss? Why is Dabo so down bad? Because his team sucks. Making barbecue chicken thighs on the grill. Do you want some? No. We're doing jambalaya tomorrow. Jambalaya tomorrow. Still need the ESPN app for ABC games. What? ABC's not on YouTube TV? What? No way. You're making it up. Why isn't ABC back on? Hold on now. Yeah, I don't have ABC. ABC is not back on YouTube TV yet. All the ESPNs are back. Hold on. Let me look it up and see what they say. This says ABC's coming back. YouTube TV users will have access to ESPN's full lineup of sports, including content from ESPN Unlimited. YouTube TV and Disney reached deal ending 2-week blackout of ESPN and ABC. Under the new agreement, ESPN's full lineup of sports, including content from ESPN Unlimited, will be made available on YouTube TV to base plan subscribers at no additional cost by the end of 2026. In addition, access to a selection of live and on-demand programming from ESPN Unlimited will be available inside YouTube TV. The deal lets YouTube include the Disney Plus and Hulu bundle as part of select YouTube offerings. Disney networks, blah, 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 this new agreement, blah, blah, Chairman Disney. TV subscribers for the choice. We're pleased that our networks have been restored in time for fans to enjoy the many great programming options this weekend, including college football. Subscribers should see channels including ABC, ESPN, and FX returning to their service over the course of the day. All right, so ABC, it says, is coming back. It's just, I guess they're rolling them out over a period of hours, and right now ESPN's back on, and soon ABC will be back on. Yeah, that would have been weird if they got all the channels back except ABC. We had pork chops, mashed potatoes, and steamed broccoli for dinner. Louisville's got a player down. That's the holdup in the game. It's going to be 2nd and 19 for Clemson after the injury timeout. Why doesn't Auburn go after James Franklin? Because they're getting Summerall from Tulane. Lou doesn't want any of my Mexican cooking. Grilled chicken thighs aren't Mexican. ESPN app should be on the Your Season is Over list. Yeah, it's terrible. The ESPN app is the worst streaming app I've ever tried to use. It's absolutely, it's almost unusable. Thank you, Shark, for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. What fan base makes the most excuses? Ohio State. Ohio State. Love to hype and hate video in Texas. Generally crack me up. You know you can move, right? You don't have to live in Texas. Yep. I don't know when I'll do another one, but hopefully that will satisfy people for a while. Clemson hands it off on 2nd and 19 and gains about 10 yards. Still going to be 3rd and long coming up, though, for Clemson, just across their own 35. Lou, what is your lock for tomorrow? Come back in 30 minutes and I'll tell you. Here comes the 3rd and 9 for Clemson. Just under 14 minutes to go in the first half. All tied at 3 here, Clemson and Louisville. Clemson on their own 35. Klubnik shotgun with 5 wide. Back to throw. Looking, scrambles to his right. Throws over the head of the intended receiver. Off his hands and incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 9. The Taters will have to punt it again. Lou, how are you betting the Notre Dame Pitt game? I took Notre Dame minus 11. There you go, I fixed it. Pay Lou about to be 8 out of 10 after this week. Bookie down bad. Yeah, I'm way up this week. I'd have to have a really bad day tomorrow to have a losing week this week. I'm up $560 for the week. Who would have thought Penn State and Clemson would both not make a bowl game? Yeah, crazy. Florida State, too. Throw them in there, too. Yeah, Disney's back on YouTube. Pork chops and lima beans. I love lima beans. Lima beans, butter beans, whatever. Pat Fitzgerald to Penn State. Yeah, I've heard that too. Jalapeno cornbread. Yeah, any kind of cornbread is good. I figured it out. Lane Kiffin is just going to coach everywhere next year. He's so good he can coach 3 or 4 different teams at a time next year, can't he? Yeah. Who do I think Florida will hire? Lane Kiffin, and if not him, James Franklin or Eli Drinkwitz. If Napier was on campus in Athens, there must be an opening for janitor. No, Napier was at Georgia practice because Kirby Smart's a genius. Whoever gets James Franklin, good luck. James Franklin's one of the 15 best coaches in the country. Anybody that's hiring right now, James Franklin would be a massive improvement over whoever they fired. Will Napier get hired as an analyst for UGA maybe? I have no idea. I have no idea. Is Social Security still welfare? Yes. Lane might want to see what FSU does, can do the same thing as Florida, but in the ACC. James Franklin is a better hire than James Franklin for Penn State. What? James Franklin is a better hire than James Franklin for Penn. That doesn't even make any sense. I think he tried to do something there, but it fell on its face. Hope Minnesota can do something tonight. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I like Oregon big in that one. If Texas goes 9-3, do they make the playoffs? Not ahead of. No, I don't think they do. No, I don't think they should. They would have to have some other teams lose. But they're probably going 8-4, so it won't matter. Thank you for the super chat, Bryce. He says, if I'm Google, I just tell Disney I'm going to just buy the rights to the SEC. Google has a lot more money than Disney. Well, they might do that in 2031. They can't do it now. It doesn't matter how much money Google has. The SEC is not for sale right now. It's under contract through 2031. Thank you, Mio. 9-3 Tennessee would have Tennessee. Stop. Tennessee's not getting in. What are y'all talking about? Stop it. Tennessee's not getting in. I haven't bet the game, Chandler, but if I bet it, I'm going to bet Oregon. Thoughts on ACC consuming Big East for back? What do you mean? The ACC expanding by taking the Big East teams? That's not going to happen. We hit the under bet on that Illinois State basketball game. We had under 74 in the first half. And at halftime, it's 40-26. That's 66 points. So pay Lou again. So we were up 560. Now we're up 620 for the week. What's up, Jolish? Tech UJ basketball at 9. UJ heavy favored. Yeah, the chap's trying to get me to bet on that game. I'll turn it on if we bet on it. Let me see let me look at the line again. I looked a minute ago, but I forget what it is now. But yeah, Georgia was a big favorite. Georgia's favored by 15.5. What do y'all want to do on that one? Georgia's favored by 15.5 over Georgia Tech. It comes on at 9 o'clock. Should we bet it? Where is it at? Athens. Third and 4 for Louisville. They're right at midfield. Still tied at 3 with 11 minutes to go in the first half. Back to throw. Incomplete. Near the sideline. It's going to be 4th and 4. Louisville's at midfield. I would assume they punt here and try to pin Clemson deep. Lou, if it want college football season, I would say get your ass to Vegas with your streak of good luck. Yeah, 2 more months I'll be out there. I'm sure all my luck will be gone before I ever get to Vegas, though. Clemson's going to fair catch that punt around the 6-yard line. So they're going to be backed up here with 11 minutes to go in the first half. All tied at 3 between Clemson and Louisville. Today's been crazy. Sorry I'm late. J.D. Vance came through town and traffic was horrible. This game reminds me of the ACC championship a few years ago when FSU had a backup QB, 2 shitty offenses. I remember that game. Yeah, low-scoring game. That was the year Florida State got left out of the playoff and then lost to Georgia 63-3. Dang. Absolute beatdown. Clemson fumbled the ball. I think Louisville got it. Louisville's going to have the ball 1st and goal on the 2. What are you doing, Taters? What are you doing? Dog shit, man. A toss sweep, and Adam Randall just fumbles the ball. Oh, they ruled it a forward pass. Did they rule that a forward? They ruled that a forward pass. Yeah, they ran a toss sweep, but you know, Adam Randall didn't know what he's doing because he's a wide receiver, not a running back. So it's close. Yeah, I think that is a forward pass. Boy, Clemson's going to catch a break here. Clemson's going to catch a break here. There's no such thing as a lock. Klubnik in the end zone running for his life. Gets rid of it, and the receiver dropped it. Should have caught it. Should have caught it. And it would have been a first down. Instead, he drops it. It's going to be 4th and 9, and Clemson's going to be punting out of the back of their own end zone now. Here comes the Clemson punt. They get it away. Not a good punt at all. Louisville's going to have the ball on the Clemson 39-yard line. Clemson's in a bad way right now. What is the Dabo buyout? You know, I don't know. They're not firing him this year. Will Clemson fans rush the field at Louisville? I don't think so. I don't think so. Oregon's going to smash Minnesota. Yeah, I think so too. Let's bet that game. Damn, they're a 27-point favorite now. I'm going to take over 23.5 points in the first half. That's what I'm going to take. In the Oregon game. Over 23.5 points in the first half. Here we go. First and 10, Louisville. After that Clemson punt, play action pass. Want to go deep, down the middle. Caught. Out of bounds at the 1 yard line. It's going to be first and goal, Louisville at the 1. Big play on a deep post. Wait, looking to see if he scored? I don't like the meeting at the paw anymore because of the optics. Well, yeah, it's pitiful. It's embarrassing that you rush the field after a home loss. It's embarrassing as shit. PayPal. What's up, Joe? Did you bet any of these games tonight, Joe? Minnesota plus the point sprinkle on the money line. What? Come on, man. Are you serious? I can't do that. I can't do that. I took over 24 points in the first half, or 23 and a half. But I can't take Minnesota. It's up to 27 though. Good. I hope you hit it. I don't have a bet on a side, so I hope you hit it. All I have is over 23 and a half points first half. So I hope you hit it, man. Yeah, it's up to 27. Stop mistreating Waffle House. Who's mistreating Waffle House? Yeah, we don't put up with that in here. I'm not gonna put up with any Waffle House slander. I mean, I'm willing to take a lot of shit, but I have a line, and I don't suggest you cross it when it comes to Waffle House. I formation for Louisville, close to the goal line. Referee says no, down at the half-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up for Louisville. Yeah, all the Disney channels are back on YouTube. Is Joe D a gambling buddy of yours, Lou? Yes. Second and goal from the half-yard line. Quarterback sneak. Looks like he's in. He is in. Touchdown, Louisville. They're going to take a 9-3 lead here. Extra point will make it 10-3 with 8:47 to go in the first half. Y'all might hit y'all a bet here. The comment section. The comment section bet was Louisville to win the first half, wasn't it? I get the All-Star Special from Waffle House. You can't go wrong with Waffle House. You cannot go wrong with the Waffle House. Extra point is no good. We'll see if that comes back to bite Louisville later in the game, but he clanked the extra point off the upright, so 9-3 going to be your score now. Michigan has no Waffle Houses at all. Well, you can add that to the list of reasons not to live there. Michigan is a third world country. I'm up big this week, Randall. I'm up over $600 for the week. $620. Lou, I can't lie. I'm kind of worried about Georgia tomorrow. Not me. Not me. Nice looking play here from Clemson on first down. A wide receiver screen picks up about 15 yards out to the 40. First down, Clemson. Nearest Waffle House from me is 5 hours. Dude, you got to move. Am I betting Georgia? No. Nope. I'm not betting Texas either, but I mean, I might bet Georgia. I don't know. I haven't bet Georgia yet. If I bet the game, it'll be Georgia. Anything under a touchdown. But I haven't bet it yet, no. Art's going to have that same 1,000-yard stare in him that Ewers had last year versus Georgia. Or the same 1,000-yard stare that Manning had last year versus Georgia. They put Manning in last year against Georgia, and he looked like he'd never seen a football before. Probably be similar this year. There's probably, and I'm not lying, there's probably 10 Waffle Houses within 15 minutes of where I'm standing right now. One of them's, the closest one's about 3 or 4 minutes away. But there's probably 10 or 15 Waffle Houses within a 15 or 20 minute drive from where I'm standing right now. Klubnik running for his life on 2nd and 5, has to throw it away. Going to be 3rd and 5 now for the Taters. 9-3, Louisville up over Clemson. 6:16 to go in the first half of this one. DJ Lagway. Clemson needs you. Clemson needs a lot. I don't know if they need you. I don't know if anybody needs you, but you're pretty bad. 3rd and 5. Klubnik back to throw. What are they doing? They threw a ball at the line of scrimmage low, and, I mean, the receiver had no chance. I mean, he had to fall down just to catch it. Now it's going to be 4th and 5, no gain. Terrible throw by Klubnik, and Clemson's going to have to punt it away. Under 6 minutes to go now, first half. Pittsburgh over Rudy. No, I like Rudy in that one. Unfortunately. Chili's? I haven't been to Chili's. I don't remember the last time I went to a Chili's. I think we still have one here out in Evans, near the government complex. But I couldn't tell you the last time I went to a Chili's. Iowa pulling away, Xavier getting lots of fouls. Yeah, I'm not watching that one. I'm gonna watch the. We gotta put a. We gotta put a bet in on Georgia Tech. Or did we already? I bet I've got a problem. I bet too much. Oh yeah, Georgia minus 8.5 in the first half of the Georgia Tech game. So we'll watch that over there, and then we'll put Oregon and Minnesota on over here. And then we've got Louisville to win the first half. As a Tech fan, put money on Georgia plus the points. It was so many points, though. It was 15.5. I don't know anything about either team. But I did take Georgia minus 8.5 in the first half. Just because it's coming on TV. Give me a reason to watch it. YouTube TV. Boy, I'm so glad not to have to go into this ESPN app anymore. 3rd and 3. Louisville pass complete for a first down up to the 20. Across the 20. Where's YouTube TV? There it is. YouTube TV. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Did y'all watch both the videos I did today? You're supposed to watch, if I do 2 videos in a day, you're supposed to watch them both. Minnesota and Oregon starting soon. That's great news. That is great news. Clemson forces a fumble, did they? I missed it trying to turn that other TV on. Yep, they did. They sure did. Lou, I'm a 5-star dummy because I only watched the hype and hate video. Well, lucky for you, that's a problem that can be easily corrected. Oregon is still missing their top 3 wide receivers. I wouldn't bet on them tonight. Yeah, I took over 24 points scored, or over 23.5 points scored in the first half is the bet I took there. Well, Clemson just scored. Made Louisville pay for that turnover. That's going to give, well, it's tied now because Louisville missed that extra point. If Clemson makes the extra point, they'll have a 1-point lead. Pigskin Pete been taking L since I found this channel 3 years ago. He picked Louisville in this game. I picked Clemson. On the Lunch Money Show, Clemson was one of my 3 picks for the week. I have Clemson +3 for the whole game. The comment section has Louisville to win the first half. Second score Lou missed tonight. What? What does that mean? Great job on a hyper hate video. Thank you, buddy. Tennessee man. Clemson equals back. Don't go outside, Lou. It's not going to be pretty. It was nice here today. About 70, 72 degrees, sunny. Nice outside today. You would have no way of knowing that. You haven't been outside. I don't know. It's been years probably since you went outside. Louisville might be dog shit. Dang. Well, the way you pick the ACC games is you take whoever the better team is and you pick against them. The last 2 weeks, the better team has lost almost every ACC game. I took Clemson in this one +3. The ACC is dog shit. That it is. What's up, DK? Thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, what's up, Lou? Not going to say anything, but hook 'em horns. Going to be a great day of football tomorrow. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The Patreon stream tomorrow will be at 7:30. That was the vote over on the Patreon page this week. So that's the Georgia-Texas game. There's several good games on in prime time. So we'll stream the prime time games over on Patreon. All right, 3:13 to go. Louisville down a point after that Clemson touchdown. 10-9 is the score. 3:13 to go in the first half. See what Louisville can do here with their 4-minute offense. They're on the 25, 1st and 10, back to throw. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, but picks up about 5 yards, shoved out of bounds around the 30. 3:06 to go, 2nd and 5. What happened to the Lunch Money Show this week? I couldn't find it the next day. Anytime you can't find a show, that means YouTube took it down. So if it's not up there anymore, that means YouTube took it down. If FSU doesn't fire Norvell, can we break the rules and go ahead and put Florida State on the we're back list? If they don't fire Norvell, then they legit don't care about football there anymore. The guy's had 4 losing seasons in 6 years. That's unbelievable how bad he's been there. 2nd and 5 for Louisville, back to throw. Over the middle, caught, but short of the first down. Going to be 3rd and about 2. I don't know what I'd do if we don't fire him. Yeah, I don't know why you hadn't fired him already, to be honest with you. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. All you're doing is getting behind the 8 ball in terms of a coaching search. There's other teams out there looking while Florida State's twiddling their thumbs. It don't make no sense. Norvell is a smart man who deserves money. I mean, everybody besides Florida State fans hopes they keep him, right? I mean, it'd be great. But I don't know how they can keep him. Nussmeier wasn't injured. If you're injured, you don't play. Especially against a group of 5 team. If Clemson loses this game, they might not even make it to the Gasparilla Bowl. Yeah, where are they sitting at? 4 wins? I mean, I think they play Citadel next week. I would assume they beat the Citadel, and then they have South Carolina the last week of the season. The buyout is too high to fire Norvell. Well, you shouldn't have wasted all that money on lawsuits suing everybody. ABC will be back on soon. It's not on mine yet either, but it's coming back. They're coming back in increments over the course of the day. So it will be back. I should be back on by tomorrow. The rest of the channels are back on my end. I'm just waiting on ABC to come back on. The whole state of South Carolina football is down bad, says Nate. I heard Florida State basketball sued their own university. They did, well, they sued their own collective, which is attached to the university. But yes, the basketball players sued their own collective. That is true. How did Norvell win 13 games? The same way Ed Orgeron won 15 games. Dumb luck. Lou, do you bet on bowl games? Do I or should you? You should not bet on bowl games. Betting on bowl games is like betting on NFL preseason games. I don't know why Lane Kiffin would leave Ole Miss either. But why won't he? He's obviously considering leaving, or else he would come out and say, I'm not leaving, I'm staying, because it's a huge distraction for a team that is headed to the playoffs. So if he was 100% sure he was staying at Ole Miss, it would benefit him and Ole Miss for him to just come out and say that. But he's not saying that, and he hasn't signed an extension. So it makes me think that he's still open to leaving. What channel is Clemson on? ESPN. ESPN. No, he hasn't said that he's staying. That's just a lie. He hasn't said that. I don't know who told you that, but he hasn't said that. Hi, Lou. I'm happy that ESPN is back on YouTube. Yeah, me too. Me too. The ESPN app was horrible. Oregon and Minnesota getting ready to start over here. I got my team asshole hat today. Welcome to the squad, my man. Congratulations on being undefeated for the rest of your fucking life. How's it feel, Nate? How's it feel to know you'll never take another L, bud? Welcome to team asshole, my man. I think Georgia wins in basketball. Just don't know if they'll cover. Yeah, I don't know either. But y'all wanted me to put the game on, so I bet on it. I did a first half bet, though. Georgia accidentally wins 37-35. I say 31-23. First and 10, Louisville's going to lose a couple of yards. Under 10 minutes to go in the first half. They're down a point, 10-9. Clemson with a 1-point lead. A lot of dummies not listening about ABC. It'll be on later. Yeah, ABC is getting... If you don't have ABC now, you'll have it soon. Kennesaw State has the best basketball team in the state. Yeah, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you anything about any basketball team. Ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. Going to be 4th and 11. Louisville will have to kick it away. Does the ACC get 2 teams in? Are you being serious? No. There's a better chance they get 0 in than they get 2 in. Doing a taco bar tomorrow? Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Everybody likes tacos. What is the best 75-inch flat screen? I have no idea. I like Samsung TVs, but I don't know what the best TVs are. I have no idea. Hey Lou, 6'7". Yeah. Sark and Kiffin considering NFL. First and 10 for Clemson. Back to throw. Complete. Or did he drop it? No, he dropped it. Boy, these wide receivers for Clemson are absolute dog shit, ain't they? That's at least 3 or 4 drops I've seen in the first half of this game by these Clemson receivers. Look at this guy wide open. Catch the ball, man. What the fuck are you doing? 5-star dummy shit, man. They can take your scholarship away. Georgia Tech underway over here. Georgia Tech at the free throw line. Game literally just started. 1-0. Georgia Tech is winning. Georgia with the ball now. I've got 3 cheap dog shit TVs in here that I bought off of Amazon all at the same time. I bought 3 of the same TV. They're TCLs, but they're shitty TVs. But I needed 3 TVs all at the same time, so I just bought the three. Well, they weren't the cheapest, but I think they were $200 a piece or something. Freaks come out at night. That is true. That is true. Nothing wrong with that. They got to let the freak flag fly. You know what I'm saying? If Georgia closed up shop, who would you pick as your new team? That's an unanswerable question. If I wasn't born on Earth, what planet would I live on? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't have a second favorite team, so I can't answer that question. The only sports team on the planet that I give a fuck about is Georgia football. That's it. I don't give a shit about Georgia baseball or Georgia basketball or any NFL team or any NBA team or Major League Baseball or hockey. Outside of college football is the only sport I watch for entertainment value. Anything else I watch sports-wise, I only watch it if I'm betting on it. And in that case, I'll watch anything because I'll bet on anything. But I don't give a fuck about any team in any other sport other than college football. Georgia Tech up 4-2 early in the game. Tech just turned the ball over. Notre Dame Pitt spread should be Notre Dame by 30 just from the Pitt head coach's comments in his presser. Yeah, I took Notre Dame minus 11. I do know that Dominique Wilkins' son plays for Georgia this year. I don't know if he's any good. Georgia misses a 3, but they grab the offensive rebound and put it back in, tied at 4 now. Thanks for answering. I'm a Tennessee man, but also a Navy man. Well, if you mean you were in the Navy, thanks for your service. Yeah. Pitt 28, Irish 24. God, that would be hilarious. I cheered Herschel and Dominique in the late 70s. You did? You mean when they were in high school? Well, Dominique was in middle school in the late 70s. Herschel was in high school in the late 70s. I guess it's possible you cheered for him, though. Oregon has new uniforms every week. Yes, they do. They're a uniform gimmick school. That's it. Their trophy case is filled with uniforms because there's nothing else to put in there. Looks like the Southern Cal Notre Dame is canceled unless Notre Dame agrees to play early in the season. Good. Everybody should cancel their games with Notre Dame. Tennessee is a uniform gimmick school. Well, Tennessee is just a gimmick school in general. Their offense is a gimmick. You have to go to some website and figure out what color shirt to wear before you go to the game every week. Never-ending uniforms. Everything about Tennessee is a gimmick. Georgia Tech 8, Georgia 6. 17 and a half minutes to go in the first half of that one. Oregon's got the ball in the Oregon-Minnesota game. And halftime here in the Clemson-Louisville game. I might stream the 3:30 games on YouTube tomorrow. I think that's Alabama, Oklahoma, and a couple other ones. And then the primetime games will be over on Patreon. Starting at 7:30. I know Georgia and Texas play. There's the link to the Patreon page for the primetime stream tomorrow night. The games tomorrow night on Patreon: Florida and Ole Miss, Utah and Baylor, UCLA and Ohio State, Georgia, Texas. Yeah, that'll be on Patreon tomorrow. Garrett Nussmeier is doubtful tomorrow for LSU. Somebody was in here earlier saying he was having surgery. Michigan State fans down bad here in Michigan, Lou, losing Connor Stallions when he was at CMU. What Michigan State fans? I've never seen any, I don't think. Nuss equals Timu Drew Aller. Damn, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Georgia up 11-8 now with 16 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Oregon, it looks like, is in the red zone already here on their first possession of the game. They are on the 24-yard line. 1st and 10, 11:56 to go in the first quarter. Dante Moore under center this time. Snap. Play action. Throws. What a catch. A diving catch down at around the 1 or 2 yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal, Oregon. No score in that one. Oregon at home against Minnesota. Going for gold. What's up, buddy? He says, if Clemson beats Louisville, I think the ACC commissioner may take a long walk off a short beer. That's the way to pick the ACC games now. Whoever you think the better team is, pick the other team. The last 2 weeks have been really bad for the top of the ACC. Miami and Georgia Tech lost 2 weeks ago. Louisville and Virginia lost last week. I took Clemson in this one just because Louisville's the better team, and the better team has been losing. I'm meeting up with a lady friend tonight, going to score more than Texas by myself. Yeah, good luck with that, bud. I've got money on Clemson, so they'll lose. I got money on Clemson, too, so they'll win. 2nd and goal, Oregon throws the ball out of the back of the end zone. Going to be 3rd and goal now or not Clemson, Oregon. Oregon threw the ball out of the back of the end zone. 3rd and goal coming up. I got money on Texas. That's a lie. You don't have money. Clemson going to sleepwalk to 7-5 somehow. I don't know about that. They might get to 6 wins. I formation from the 1 yard line. Handoff. Might have got pushed into the end zone. And he did. Touchdown, Oregon. They're going to take a 6-0 lead early in the first quarter. Texas should blitz stock every play. Why? Do you think he's bad against the blitz or something? Have you watched any Georgia games? He's one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the country. Top 5 in QBR. I don't know if that's a good idea. How many Final Fours has Tennessee been to? 0, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, all the Disney channels back on YouTube TV. Arch is bad against the blitz. Arch is just bad in general. Michigan Man 69, thank you for the super chat. He says, Ohio State helmets are a gimmick to make them feel better about themselves. Imagine putting stickers of nuts on your helmet because you made a play. Bunch of weirdos. Yeah, not only that, they're poisonous nuts too. Buck nuts are so disgusting, homeless people and raccoons won't even eat them. Hit the like button. Yeah, that's a great idea. Make sure y'all hit the like button. That's a big help. That is a big help. Rudy Wins Bowls. Thank you for the super chat. He says, I wish we would join the ACC. We would be in the title game most years, and it would strengthen the conference as a whole. Go Ireland, beat Pitt. I think, yeah, I mean, the ACC clearly needs Notre Dame bad. I would like Notre Dame to go to any conference, but I would prefer they went to the ACC because I want to stabilize the ACC. I don't want any more conferences to go away. Georgia with the ball up 14-11. Three-pointer no good. Clanks off the back of the rim. 15:30 to go in the first half. 3-point lead for Georgia. Tech with the ball now. Short jumper. No good. Georgia with the rebound. Georgia just ain't that good. Aren't you a Florida fan? You don't know what good looks like, man. You spend every offseason trying to tell us how good Florida is. It's pretty apparent that you've got the wrong idea about what good football is. Michigan man says, and the mascot is a guy with a nut on his head. Yeah. Georgia at the free throw line, now up 4. 15 minutes to go in the first half. Is the ACC going to miss the college football playoffs? It's possible. If James Madison wins out and wins their conference and South Florida ends up ranked higher than, say, Duke, if Duke were to win the ACC, then it's possible, yeah. Nobody's any good this year because they haven't beaten the 1985 Bears and the 2001 Rams. Good point, H-Post. Yeah, nobody's ever any good. That's a good point. According to my comment section, there's never a good team ever until somebody wins the Natty. And then the team that wins the Natty is only good for like a day. And then they start saying that team either cheated or bought the Natty or they didn't beat anybody or something like that. To hear my comment section talk about it, there hasn't been anybody good since like 1995 Nebraska. Yeah, somebody on the other team had an injury, hello. Every team in the country has injured players. That's why you've got 105 scholarships and not 22. Georgia's still up 4, 15-11. They've got the ball. Dribble, dribble, dribble. About to turn it over. They did turn it over. All right, Oregon up 7-0, just about to kick it off here after scoring the first points of the game. 10:48 to go in the first quarter. We've got over 23.5 points scored in the first half in that one for the bet. Michigan helmet design is from Princeton. Michigan been stealing shit for 100 years. For real though, Dan, 20 million, cheap. Oregon only has 4 scholarship wide receivers right now. They still play football in Minnesota? Yeah. Yes, they do. The only school to ever three-peat, Minnesota. 1st and 10, Minnesota. They're on their own 25, down a touchdown on the road at Oregon. QB under center. They're going to get flagged. I think, is that a delay of game on the first fucking play of the series? No, false start on Minnesota, so 1st and 15 now. Do I think Michigan can beat Ohio State? No, but I've picked Ohio State every year for the last 4 years in a row, and I've been wrong every time. So, I mean, Georgia with the ball again, up 4. Georgia Tech with the foul. Georgia be going to the free throw line. 14 minutes to go in the first half of that one. 1st and 15 now for Minnesota. Empty backfield. They run a reverse. Now they throw it to a tight end. Caught. Gain of about 4. 2nd and 11 now coming up for Minnesota. Buckeye Man, what's up, buddy? He said, you should let a Michigan man and an Ohio State fan go at it on a live show on Rivalry Week. Would be must-see TV. I'd love to do that. If I can get them to call in at the same time, I'd love to do that. Fan versus fan, I'd love to do that. Do you have a bet on the Georgia Tech game? Yeah, Georgia -8 in the first half, I think. Let me look. Georgia -8.5 in the first half, and they're up 5, 16-11 with 14 minutes to go in the first half. Georgia Tech at the free throw line now, down 5. UJ's going to kill the Longhorns tomorrow night. We'll see. I just need them to win by 1. That's what coaching does. Sark is a real coach. Minnesota might be dog shit. Their quarterback just fell down for no reason. Grass Monster with a tackle there. 4th and 18. Minnesota will be kicking it away. Going for Gold says, hey, don't disrespect Minnesota. They're a scrappy team with a tough schedule. Me as a coping Nebraska fan. Yeah, they did. They beat, what was that, 24-6 they beat Nebraska. That was a bad loss for Nebraska. Colton says, college football is cyclical. Florida is not dead, just in a coma. I don't know, man. Florida's only been good for like a 17-year period of time out of the last 100 years. They were fucking terrible from the time they started until like the late 80s. I mean, it took them like 50 years to even win the SEC one time. It's not like they've been good a bunch of times in their history and they're just down now. What they are right now is what they've been for most of their history. Not very good. Baltar's down bad. Sark single-handedly keeps Tennessee in the game by his play calling as usual. Well, he got out-coached worse than I've ever seen anybody get out-coached in 2 games versus Kirby last year. Things are fixing to change at Florida. Yeah, I hear that every 3 years when they're busy hiring a new coach. Yeah, no problem, Eddie. Yeah, that GoVols 204 is like a 9-year-old troll. He's in every stream I ever do. He doesn't have anything else to do. Lou did not. He Voltard man learn yo used to what? Raiola will hit the portal if Nebraska wins out. Where did they rank Michigan in the college football playoff this week? I don't even know. I'd have to look. 18. Georgia up 3, 18 to 15. Georgia Tech back at the free throw line. 12:27 to go in the first half. I think Texas was better than Georgia. I don't know how Georgia beat Texas twice last year. Well, they outcoached them bad. Georgia's defense wasn't very good last year, and they made Texas look like they didn't know what they were doing on offense twice. Two-point game now, 18 to 16, Georgia with the lead. Tech has the ball, 12:20 to go in the first half. Foul on Georgia. What happened to Underwood? Thought he could walk on water. He's been terrible this year. Go Vols 204 isn't me. Kick him out, Lou. That's an orty. I don't know what an orty is. They claim underwear can walk on water. He might can walk on water, but he can't play football. That's the problem. Four-point lead for Georgia now. Tech for 3. No good. Georgia with a rebound. Need Georgia to run it up here. Foul on Georgia Tech. Booty Sniper. Thank you for the super chat. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl, and if I did, I would call her. That would make a great rap song, wouldn't it? Oregon just scored again. They're going to go up 14 to nothing, 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. So looking good on our bet there. Lou, come party down at Oba, Bama. I don't know what that is. Georgia basketball defense is good, but the offense is trash. You've got that backwards. You've got that backwards. They're averaging like 80 points a game. Dylan Mahomes needs to hang it up. Muck Fishigan. I was told Bryce Underwear was unlike any other freshman we've ever seen. He hasn't been good this year. Lou, take UCLA +2 against Arizona in college basketball tonight. Don't tell me what to do. Minnesota sucks. R.I.P. that guy with the money line. I think he took them plus 27 too, though. Usually when people bet the money line, they'll bet some amount on the spread and then a lesser amount on the money line, so that if they cover the spread, it makes up what they lose on the money line. I'm assuming that's what he did. You know, like they'll bet $100 on the spread and $50 on the money line. Georgia plus 6.5. There hasn't been a game all year where Georgia was plus 6.5. It's just another example of you not understanding betting or what it means or how it works or anything like that. But Georgia hasn't been plus 6.5 in any games this year. That's you trying to talk about something you don't know anything about again. Clemson and Louisville game back on, second half underway. 1 point game there. Georgia with a 5-point lead now, 11 minutes to go in the first half. What's up, Pop Pop? Georgia's been favored in all of their games this season. Yeah, I know that. But that Tennessee guy has no idea what he's talking about, which is normal for him. This Louisville running back just made a Clemson DB part of the field. They're going to have to get a shovel to come dig this guy up off the ground. He ran that motherfucker over. God damn. That's embarrassing, man. That guy's mom is probably in the stands, too. Oregon kicking off now with a 14-0 lead at home over Minnesota. 7:23 to go in the first quarter. Georgia still up 5, coming up on 10 minutes to go in the first half. Three-pointer for Georgia is good. 24-16, now an 8-point lead for the Dogs. Vandy would smoke this Louisville team. Kentucky might beat them. Touchdown Louisville on 2nd and goal. Louisville's going to take the lead. So Louisville goes right down the field here to start the third quarter. And they're going to retake the lead over Clemson. Yeah, they're probably going to go for 2 since they missed that extra point earlier. You think Dabo gets a pass? Do you mean, is he getting fired this year? No. If you mean by getting a pass, if you mean, is he going to not get fired? No, he's not getting fired. Who remembers Aaron Murray? I remember Aaron Murray. He's got more passing yards than any quarterback Tennessee has ever had. I remember him. More passing yards than any Tennessee quarterback in history. Louisville has good uniform combinations representing Adidas. Nine-point lead for Georgia now, 25-16, 9.5 minutes to go. Minnesota pass down the sideline, incomplete. Going to be 2nd and 10 now, 6.5 to go in the first quarter of that one. Oregon 14, Minnesota 0. Go Vols 204 wasn't alive when Aaron Murray was playing. Yeah, Aaron Murray was there 12, 13 years ago. So yeah, Go Vols guy would have been like 1 or 2 years old probably then. Lou, are you betting the Miami game tomorrow? I haven't bet it yet. I don't know. I don't know if I'll bet it tomorrow or not. Aaron Murray was a great quarterback. Would I take the under on A&M South Carolina? I don't know. I don't know. South Carolina's down pretty bad. A&M's probably going to score in the 30s at least. Yeah, Aaron Murray was great. I think he's the all-time passing yards leader in the SEC. I know he was for a while, unless somebody has passed him recently. Who do you think the worst UJ QB I've ever seen? Well, Fatan Balta was bad. He only started one game, but he was fucking terrible. What was the guy that started against Arkansas in 2020, the COVID year? What was his name? DeJuan Mathis. He was bad. Grayson Lambert was pretty bad. Joe Cox was bad. They've had some bad ones. DJ Shockley was the worst quarterback Georgia's ever had? No. What? Yeah, Tarashinsky was pretty bad. Georgia up 8, 30-22. 8-12 to go in the first half. Jacob Eason, question mark. What about him? What's with this revisionist history in regard to Florida's football history? Say what you will, still got more 90s than like 90% of the D1 programs. I don't know what you mean by revisionist history. They've been around 100 years, and they were good for a 17-year period from 1991 to 2008. Outside of that 17-year period, they've never even won the SEC. So, I mean, they've been in the SEC since the 30s. They've been playing football since the early 1900s. They were good from 1991 to 2008. That's a 17-year period. Outside of that 17-year period, they've never even won the SEC. So that's not revisionist history. That's just accurate. Quincy Carter was pretty good. Georgia didn't have a good team when Quincy Carter was there in the late 90s, but he was all right. What is revisionist history? Is that a word? It's 2 words, so that would make it a phrase. First and 10 for Clemson. They're down 6. Pass complete for a short gain of 3 out to the 45. Second down coming up. Who would win, Penn State or Clemson? God. I'd probably take Penn State, to be honest with you. Klubnik throws complete on a seam right up the hash. Inside the 35, down to the Louisville 33. Clemson in business here. 9 minutes to go in the third. Pastor Dave says, I'll be down bad tomorrow. Y'all are going to beat Oklahoma, man. Bama will take care of Oklahoma. Best national title game, 2017, Georgia-Bama. You remember Bevo charging Uga in the Sugar Bowl? Yeah. Best title game was 1998. Yeah, 2005 Rose Bowl was really good too. Yeah, the Southern Cal Texas game, that one was really good too. I just ordered online a monkey that steals wallet. I like those monkeys at the fair that'll shake your hand for a quarter. Those are my favorite monkeys. They always have that little hat on and the red little jumpsuit. And they shake your hand for a quarter. Those are my favorite monkeys. Third and 6 for Oregon, but there's flags down. Klubnik pass incomplete on 3rd and 6. Going to be 4th down for Clemson now. Georgia Tech's got it back within 2, 32-30 with 7 minutes to go in the first half. We need Georgia to go on a run here. We've got Georgia minus 8.5 in the first half. Not looking good. Not looking good. Clemson offense is so damn hard to watch. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, they don't get to play Florida State every week. And they're finding that out now. Field goal attempt for the Taters. Looks like about a 48-yarder from the left hash to kick is up. Looks good if it's long enough. And it is. 16-13 now the score. Clemson hanging in there. They just won't go away. 3-point game with 7 minutes to go in the third. Looking forward to Patreon tomorrow. Yeah, there's some good games tomorrow night in primetime. I mean, Georgia, Texas, obviously, but there's 2 or 3 really good games on in primetime. I'm probably going to do the 3:30 slot on YouTube, Dave, so that'll be the Bama-Oklahoma game. I'll probably do that on YouTube at 3:30. Yeah, Clemson just won't give up, will they? Just keep hanging around. Just keep hanging around. Why are you watching Georgia basketball? They haven't been relevant in basketball in 40. I'm watching it because we bet on it. I don't give a shit about Georgia basketball. I can't name one player on their team. It's only on because we bet on it. Ducks are shitting on the Gophers. Clemson at terrible on 123 and 4th down. What? Is Pastor Day really a pastor? Yes. Why are you watching Georgia basketball? Same reason as when you asked me 5 seconds ago. Let's see if someone would give the... Why are you a Lakers fan? I mean, what's worse? Watching a bad basketball team because you bet on them, or admitting to the world that you're a Lakers fan? The Lakers are dog shit. Why are you a Lakers fan? Second and 20 for Oregon. Oh, flag down. False start on Oregon. Back them up. Back them up. I ain't pulled for the Lakers since Kobe retired. Fire LeBron. Fire LeBron. You still watch Dog Post? Every once in a while, yeah. Why wouldn't Lou watch Georgia basketball? I don't care about Georgia. I'm not a Georgia basketball fan. I don't watch college basketball unless I'm betting on it. I don't care whether Georgia wins or loses outside of the bet. Lou, you acted like TNT was a football channel for years. What? I don't even know what that means. I just don't think a ranked ACC team can win a weekday game. Clemson definitely going to win this. Georgia only has 3 titles. No, Georgia has 4. If you're talking about natties in football, Georgia's got 4. I still remember where I was when I heard Kobe died in that helicopter accident. So black and white, missing a mountain of gray. Out of those 17 years, we weren't 3-0. What? Do y'all read what you type before you hit send? Georgia up 5 now, under 4 minutes to go in the first half. 40-35. Georgia with the ball. Turnover. Tech on a fast break. And fouled. Tech will be going to the free throw line. Clemson equals poverty. This year they are. They're bad. Real bad. 2nd and 3 for Louisville. On their own 32. They're going to keep it on the ground and pick up the first down across the 35 to the 36. Lou, I think your entire comment section is on fentanyl. I don't even know what fentanyl does to you, but I often wonder that when I try to read some of these comments. Lou, were you scared of that Vols fan? Did I look scared when I ran up to a group of 100 Tennessee fans and started yelling 1998 in their face? What about that looked scared to you? Lou, you ever hear from Mean Bean? No, I hadn't heard from him in 10 years. Yeah, all the ESPN channels back on YouTube, yep, as of a couple hours ago. Second and 5 for Louisville. They're up 3, 16-13, coming up on 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. A handoff and a huge hole across midfield inside the 40 down to the 35. Big gain there. On the ground for Louisville has them in business now, 1st and 10 near the red zone. Am I sad I don't have to use the ESPN app? No, the ESPN app is the worst streaming app I've ever used. It was terrible. Terrible. Louisville 16, Clemson 15, second quarter of game, says Wendy. I don't know what game you're watching. 16-13, though. Does a punter wear a cup? Do any football players wear cups anymore? Another handoff for Louisville and another big hole. It was 1st and 15 after that penalty, but they picked up about 10 yards. Going to be 2nd and 5 now. Louisville doing work on the ground. I mean, they're pushing Clemson around. And that's supposed to be the only good thing about Clemson is their front four, their front seven, and even that's getting humiliated now. Second and 5 for Louisville. They're on the Clemson 30, and they're up 3. Just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. A pistol formation with 3 wide. They're going to hand it off again. Why not? Spins out of a tackle and picks up a first down inside the 25. There's no such thing as a lock. I'm leaving Bama here in the next 2 months. I'm moving back to Georgia. Congratulations, man. Gainesville. What? You're moving to Gainesville, Georgia? Why? Have you ever been there? You're not black, are you? If you're black, I would rethink that. If you're white, I would rethink it. But if you're black, don't do it. Need my lock for tomorrow? Come back tomorrow and I'll give it to you. Gainesville, Georgia is the only place I've ever seen the KKK. I'll never go back there. ACC Championship, Georgia Tech, and either Pitt or Duke. What's up, Chris? Georgia only up 2. 4 minutes to go in the first half. They've got the ball. Lou, I'm black. Which parts of Georgia should I avoid? Gainesville is the only one I know of. What did you see the KKK doing? Marching down the fucking street. Lou, are you a racialist? I don't even know what a racialist is. Would I do a trip to India? No. Something off about Oregon. They're up 14-0 right now. Minnesota's got the ball on the Oregon 27, 2nd and 9. They're going to keep it on the ground, tackled in the backfield for a loss of a yard. 3rd and 10 coming up now for Minnesota. In before some dummy days, the Civil War wasn't about slavery. What? Confirmed Lou is a racialist. I don't even know what that is. Look at Minnesota trying hard. First and goal, Minnesota inside. Look at this catch. What a fucking catch by this tight end for Minnesota. Damn. First and goal, Minnesota on the 3. They called me a racist. I've been called racist by white people and black people. That's how I know I'm winning. White racists hate me and black racists hate me. So I know I'm doing the right thing. A bunch of white racists quit watching me when Jake Fromm got caught sending those text messages. And a bunch of black racists quit watching me when I started talking about Deion Sanders. So I'm winning. I don't want any racists watching me. I'm in West Virginia this weekend. Not sure why people choose to live here. Well, most of them can't afford to leave. That's why they're there. Most of the ones that can afford to leave have left. Thomas. The KKK has a higher minority percentage than Clemson's football team. God dang, man. Georgia Tech 42, Georgia 40. So it looks like we're going to lose that bet. That was pretty good, Thomas. I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that. God dang. That was a good one. Gainesville, Georgia makes me nervous, Lou. Yeah, I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go there. Not sure you're going to win your bet on Georgia. Yeah, we're going to lose that one. Georgia's down 2 with 1:48 to go in the first half. We got sundown towns all around us, though. Forsyth County, I think, is still a sundown town. How much did you win last week? A little over 1,400. Georgia up 3 now. 30 seconds to go in the first half. Georgia Tech with a jumper is good. 1 point lead for Georgia, 46-45. Macon, Georgia is nice. Outside of Mercer, Macon, Georgia's a shithole. You wouldn't catch my white ass in downtown Atlanta at sundown either. You scared? You're scared? You're scared of Atlanta? You're scared of Atlanta? Why would you admit that? Scared of Atlanta. Minnesota had to settle for a field goal, so 14-3 the score there now. Oregon with the ball back up around midfield. I grew up in Valdosta and Albany, but I heard Warner Robins is nice. Valdosta's not bad. I don't like Albany either. Second and 3 for Oregon. 10:40 to go in the first half. 14-3 is the score. Graduated from Warner Robins High School in 2012. Just hit the 30s. Woo. Second and 3 for Oregon. Snap. Pass complete behind the line of scrimmage across midfield for a first down, out of bounds at the Minnesota 40. Another first down for Oregon. Lou has village? What does that mean? All of those South Georgia towns are hot as fuck. All of Georgia's hot in the fucking summertime. First and 10, Oregon at the Minnesota 40. 9:45 to go in the first half. Another handoff. And another first down. It's going to be a touchdown. Broke a tackle. Touchdown, Oregon. It's going to be 21-3. I don't keep up with Georgia high school football that much. I know Lowndes County and Valdosta have both been really good over the years. I can't say whether or not they're good right now. I don't know because I don't keep up with high school football like that. But I know those are two areas in Georgia that are known as being pretty good with the high school football. Yeah, I saw the Oregon play. Buford has an expensive stadium, I heard. Yeah, I think I've seen a video on TikTok or something with that Buford Stadium, and it is massive. Don't type the N-word or any version of it, or it'll be the last thing you type in here. 3rd and 1 for Clemson. I don't know if they got it. Well, referee says he did get it. Boy, that was close, though. Got stood up right at the line of scrimmage, but ref says he's good. The touchdown stands in the Oregon game after they reviewed it. He was bobbling the ball a little. Is Anthony Edwards the best player out of UJ basketball ever? I don't know. I don't know enough about Georgia basketball to say. I don't know. Yeah, well, yeah, probably Dominique Wilkins, yeah. What's up, Earl? Good to see you in here, buddy. Speaking of Valdosta, Wild Adventures tried to unalive me on a roller coaster. I had to gorilla grip the safety bar. I didn't even know they had a amusement park or whatever in Valdosta. I had no idea. I've never spent any time in Valdosta. I've driven through there on the way to Florida a couple of times, but I've never spent any time in Valdosta. There's really nothing to see in South Georgia at all. Nothing. There's not much down there. North Georgia, you got the mountains, which are pretty nice. You got Atlanta, Augusta, and Savannah. Outside of those areas, there ain't much here. Savannah's not really South Georgia though. That's that's considered the coast. Awesome weight, Lou. A little bit. I need to lose about 5 more pounds. Would you rather watch regular season NBA or regular season college basketball? Well, I don't watch either one unless I'm betting on the game. But regular season NBA is not even real basketball. Second and goal for Clemson now. Pass complete, down to the 1. 3rd and goal at the 1. Isn't Thomasville, Georgia, where Mike Bobo is from? I have no idea. Thomasville, Georgia is just south of Valdosta, near the Florida line. When Bobby Bowden was the coach at Florida State, he used to take the team and leave Tallahassee every Friday night, and the team would spend the night at the Holiday Inn in Thomasville, Georgia. Heard Savannah is nice. Yeah, Savannah's nice. Old town, old. It's like Charleston. Everything there is old. Savannah's fun for like a weekend trip or something. There's not a ton to do there. The Riverwalk area is nice. What do they call it? They don't call it the Riverwalk. What do they call it in Savannah? River Street. River Street. There's a lot of historical shit there in Savannah. It's good for a weekend trip. Lady Chablis, yeah. (21-3) the score. Oregon up over Minnesota, 9.5 minutes. So we've got over 24 points or 23 and a half. Yeah, we've got over 23 and a half. So we hit our bet on the Oregon game with 24, which is good because we lost the Georgia bet, so that equaled out. I don't have time to coach high school football. It's a good idea, though. Clemson just fumbled a damn ball down inside the 5-yard line. You're fucking idiots. They went for it on 4th down. They weren't going to get it anyway. His flag's down, though. What's the penalty? Fumble recovered by Louisville after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on Louisville. 1st down, Louisville. Clemson turned it over inside the 5-yard line. Klubnik tried to hand it off to a guy that didn't know he was getting the ball. Boy, Clemson's like a damn circus out here. Clemson's just bad. They are just a bad football team. What's up, Swaggy, man? Good morning, Lou. A++ on the Hype and Hate video earlier, even though I'm a Texas fan. I appreciate it, bud. You know how it is. Just trash talk, my man. Woo, what you gonna do? What do you mean? What should I be doing something? Saddest place I've ever been, Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Is Cade Klubnik the Mike Norvell of quarterbacks? Damn. Thank you, Brett Brown and Thomas Wilson, for the super chats. I appreciate that. Mississippi State or Mizzou? I guess I'm going to take Mizzou, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mississippi State beats them. I'm not high on Missouri. And I think Drinkwitz is the most overrated coach in the SEC. I don't think he's that good. Let me go refill my water bottle. I'll be right back. You better bump on your blankie. Come on. You better get on your blankie. Come on. You gotta lay down. You get on your blankie, you gotta lay down. What I miss here? Still 21-3, Oregon up on Minnesota. Minnesota's got the ball on the Oregon 39. They had a good drive last time, but had to settle for a field goal. They're not going to win this game with field goals. Pass complete. Broke a tackle inside the 25, down to the 22. So Minnesota back in the red zone again. Louisville got a big run, but it got called back due to a penalty. What is a bunch of penalties in this game? Isn't there the Clemson-Louisville game? A bunch of penalties. Who do you think's taking the LSU job? Whoever it is down bad. I don't think any major candidate's going to take the LSU job. It's such a shit show there. Such a shit show. You got the governor butting his nose in for no reason. I mean, politics ruins everything it touches. I don't know who or why they think that's a good idea, but it's fucking terrible. And now you got the shit where they don't want to pay Brian Kelly his buyout. It's a fucking circus down there. Fourth down for Louisville. They'll be punting out of their end zone. I paid off the refs to screw Oregon, says Shuey. Oh, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Minnesota into the end zone, but incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Clemson will have pretty good field position after that Louisville punt. Clemson on their own 45. 9:24 left in the game. Clemson only down 6. A touchdown and an extra point would give them the lead. They were down there a minute ago, went for it on 4th down and didn't get it. Turned it over. See if they can get back down there again. I paid off the refs in the Georgia Tech game so the dogs can lose. What do you think is the truth of why Billy Napier was spotted on UGA? I can't believe anybody would seriously ask that question. What do you think he was doing there? It's obvious what he was doing there. How can anybody not know what he was doing there? Hey, thanks, Poseidon. Yes, Bryce. That's exactly right. 2 head coaches have beat Texas this year. One of them is unemployed and was at Georgia's practice 2 days ago. It's pretty obvious what he was doing there. I wish he would have been at Georgia's practice the week before the Florida game. That would have been even better. Second and goal now for Minnesota. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. They're just inside the 10. Second and goal. Snap. Play action. Rolls. Throws. Caught but tackled. Short gain of about 2. Third and goal from the 7 or 8 yard line. No, Dabo's not getting fired. Napier was at UGA. Yeah, he was at practice a couple of days ago. Wednesday, I think. Was it Wednesday? Tuesday or Wednesday? I can't remember now. Or he might have been there more than one day. I don't know. But I know he was there one day for sure. Minnesota scrambling, throws. Incomplete. 4th and goal. Nobody's going to hire Bobo as a head coach. That's a failed experiment already. Field goal up, field goal good. 21-6 now the score. Oregon up over Minnesota. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Napier told Kirby, I like French fried potatoes. Sling blade. And Billy Napier. The Fire Bobo camp sure has been quiet lately. Yeah, I don't know what happened to all the Fire Bobo people. They lost their internet connection or something. It's been weird. It's been weird. Uh-oh. Big run by Clemson. Adam Randall inside the 20. Out of bounds around the 10-yard line. Clemson's in business again. It's going to be 1st and 10, Clemson around the 11, I think. Watch your phone Sunday regarding Lane Kiffin. What's the government secret, man? Why don't you just tell us? Where's he going? Adam Randall on the ground again, down to the 6-yard line this time. Gunnar Stockton looks like Carl from Sling Blade. You're thinking of Billy Napier. Adam Randall again, down to the 3-yard line this time. Playoffs are Kiffin's last ride with Ole Miss. Where's he going? Oh, wait a minute. That guy's a Florida fan, isn't he? Yeah, that guy's a Florida fan. So, could be wishful thinking there. Kiffin to Kennesaw State. $14 million a year contract. Yeah, they offered him that a month ago. LSU is a disaster. That they are. I like Arkansas over LSU in the Give Up Bowl. Popular pick. Popular pick. Marcy says Kiffin ain't leaving. I don't know. If Kiffin wasn't leaving, it seems like he would have announced that already. I tend to think he probably is leaving. I don't know when or where. But seems to me if he was going to stay at Ole Miss, he would have said that by now. Fire the Louisiana governor. Clemson alerted to the end zone. Yeah, they keep getting down here inside the 5, and they keep not scoring. So that is a problem. That is a problem. I wonder if an NFL team will want Kiffin. I don't know. I don't know. Lane Kiffin to Penn State. I don't think he'd take the Penn State job. And yeah, analytics said put a defensive tackle and a wide receiver back there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Saban's coming out of retirement. What show have you been watching recently? I started watching Landman the other day. It was pretty good. I'm only, I think, 2 episodes in, but it's pretty good. All right, shotgun for Clemson here on 3rd and goal. Klubnik throws complete. Short of the goal line again. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 1. 4th and goal from the 1. Landman was good. Yeah, and I guess season 2 is coming out next week, or season 2 is coming out soon. I'm only on episode 2 of season 1. But it's so far it's been pretty good. I like Billy Bob Thornton. I think everybody likes Billy Bob Thornton. Why do you call Clemson the Taters? I didn't make that up. Clemson's been called the Taters for decades. Who do you think gets goalish? I have no idea. No idea. Louisville has a player down. That's what's taking so long. But it's going to be 4th and goal from the 1 after the injury timeout. 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Clemson's down 6. Whoa, man, I'm getting tired. FSU is way behind the 8 ball. Holding on to Norvell will cost them. Yeah, there was a Florida State fan in here earlier that said they just don't have the money for the buyout right now. Which, I mean, could be true. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Oregon up 21-6. They've got the ball. It's going to be 3rd and... No, that's a first down. They picked up a first down there, so it'll be 1st and 10. Here's that 4th down play for Clemson. 4th and goal from the 1. They're down 6. Pistol formation. Adam Randall, who is a wide receiver, is the running back. Snap. They hand it off to Adam Randall, and I think he got it. Yeah, touchdown Taters. That's going to tie it up, and now an extra point would give Clemson a 1-point lead. Cheers, man. Fun times. Thank you, LV. Brent Brown says Kane fans want Mario out. Who else would they get? Do they? I haven't seen too many Miami fans saying they want him fired. It doesn't matter who else they would get because they're not firing him. Yeah, I think Florida 100% could have got Kiffin last year for sure. And they still may get him this year. It's strange to me that Kiffin hasn't signed an extension or just came out and said he's staying at Ole Miss. Considering all the rumors and Ole Miss is headed to the playoffs, and the last thing you want is a bunch of distractions around a team that's headed to the playoffs. You would think if Lane Kiffin was planning on staying at Ole Miss, he would have announced that by now. But who knows? Lane Kiffin to the Titans. Yeah, last week it was Sarkisian to the Titans. So I don't know on that either. Oregon in the red zone here at the end of the first half. Inside the 5. Touchdown. More poor tackling by Minnesota leads to another Oregon touchdown. It's going to be 28-6 now at halftime, unless he was down. Are they going to say he was down? Looks like they're going to rule him down at the 2. So it's either going to be a touchdown or first and goal. Let's see here. I don't know. Didn't look down to me. The extra point is up and good, and Clemson now has a 1-point lead, 20-19. 20-19. I've got Clemson +3, so I need Clemson to hang on. They could give up a field goal, that'd be fine. They could lose 22-20, I'd still win the bet, but I've got Clemson +3. I lived in Savannah over 2 years. That don't mean I care about the dog or Georgia Tech. I'm a Tater for life. Yeah, well, Savannah right across the river from South Carolina anyway. Clemson is back. For now. For now they are. Here's the kickoff. Still 7 minutes to go, so plenty of time for Louisville. Still plenty of time. I'd be happy to win and lose the spread. Yeah, I've got Clemson +3, so we'll see. Clemson to the college football playoff. Yeah, a lot of times. Not this year, though. Look at this. This might... God damn. Louisville all the way down inside the Clemson 30. Well, that didn't take long. First play from scrimmage after the Clemson touchdown. 1st and 10. Louisville on their own 25. A reverse flea flicker. And they gain about 50 yards. All the way down to the Clemson 27-yard line. 1st and 10, Louisville, still 6.5 minutes to go. Somebody called a timeout. I think it was Louisville. No, they're reviewing that previous play to see if he stepped out of bounds. Lou, do you have a second half bet on Georgia Tech game? No. Clemson no longer back. That didn't last long. That didn't last long. I can hardly wait till tomorrow. UGA. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. It'll be a good game. Yeah, a lot of penalties and a lot of reviews in this game. ESPN is back on YouTube TV. Yes. Yes, that is true. All right, 1st and 10 Louisville on the Clemson 27. They're down a point. They're going to hand it off this time, hitting the hole and drop for a gain of maybe a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up now for Louisville. Oregon, meanwhile, 1st and goal at the 3. They're up 21-6, back to throw into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Oregon. It's going to be 28-6. Second and 9 for Louisville, and the refs have to stop the play again. What is it now? Timeout, Louisville. Louisville called a timeout. That's their first one. 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Clemson 20, Louisville 19. Louisville's got the ball around the Clemson 35, 2nd and 9 after this timeout. Got EBT and YouTube TV this weekend is going to be lit, says Brett Brown. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for you. Oh, man. Denny's better than Waffle House? Fuck no. Does Denny's even still exist? We haven't had a Denny's here in a long time. No gain on 2nd down. It's going to be 3rd and 9 now for Louisville. I need Clemson to hold them to a field goal here. I've got Clemson +3, so field goal would be fine. Field goal would be great. I wouldn't mind that at all. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the game, 20-19, 3rd and 9 Louisville. They're in field goal range on the Clemson 26. Back to throw. Under pressure. Sacked. Back at the 32-yard line. It's going to be 4th and oblivion. Louisville will have to attempt a field goal here. If it's good, that would give Louisville a 2-point lead, which is great because I've got Clemson +3. I haven't been to Denny's since I was 6 at the Denny across from Disneyland. Game day meal tomorrow. We're doing jambalaya tomorrow. For lunch, I'm having leftovers. We had a field goal up, no good. Field goal, no good, wide left. So Clemson's going to take over with 4 minutes to go, and they're up 1. They need a couple of first downs to win the game. I'm having leftovers for lunch, and then we're cooking jambalaya tomorrow afternoon. First and 10, Clemson. Let's see if they can get a couple of field goals and ice this thing here. Back to throw, complete behind the line of scrimmage to Adam Randall. Across the 35 to the 36. Gain of about 3 or 4 yards. That's it. Oregon is beating the soul out of Minnesota. Yeah, 28-6 at halftime. Well, 30 seconds to go until halftime. Second and 6. Handoff, hitting the hole, tackled at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 3rd and 6 coming up now for Clemson. 3:10 on the clock, and it's ticking. Louisville only has 2 timeouts, plus the clock will stop at the 2-minute warning. Lou, any coffee tonight? I had 2 cups of coffee after dinner, but that's been a while ago now. I'm going to get off of here after the Clemson game. I'm not staying on for the end of this. I mean, Oregon's going to beat Minnesota by 40. ACC is the gayest conference. Conferences don't have sexual orientations, but someone needs to block me from betting Louisville games. What the fuck? I took Clemson +3. Whoever the better team is, you bet against them in the ACC. Because the last couple of weeks, the better team's been losing every game. Incomplete pass for Clemson on 3rd and 6. They're going to have to punt it back to Louisville. The ACC should not get an auto bid. They don't get an auto bid. The top 5 conference champions get auto bids. They might not get in. Clemson back to punt with 2:34 to go in the game. Louisville's going to get the ball back with plenty of time. 2 timeouts and the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And Clemson just fucked up the punt. It was a horrible fucking snap. A bad snap. Wow. Wow. A bad snap. Louisville's going to have the ball around the 20-yard line. Look at this shit. Snapped it into the ground. The punter couldn't pick it up. Bobbled it. Had 3 chances to pick it up. Couldn't do it. Wow. Clemson is just a disaster. Clemson is an absolute disaster. Clemson is a fucking disaster. They luck out and Louisville misses a field goal. They get the ball back with 4 minutes to go and a lead. They can't get one fucking first down. 3 and out. And then they can't snap the ball on the punt. Unbelievable. 1st and 15 after Louisville gets yet another penalty. A handoff on 1st and 15 goes nowhere. They're going to lose 2 yards back to the 30. It's going to be 2nd and 17 at the 30 for Louisville. Clemson loses the ball more than a man with Alzheimer's loses his keys. There's a bad team. And the weird part is they look poorly coached, too. It's one thing if you just don't have the talent or something, you're just getting out-talented. But they're just a poorly coached team. To win, you have to not lose. Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately for Clemson, they don't know how to not lose. I mean, that's bad. That's bad. You dodge a bullet because they missed the what would have been a go-ahead field goal. You need 2 first downs to win the game. You go 3 and out. And then you fuck the punt up. Just unbelievably bad from Clemson there. Unbelievably bad. Louis should go to South Africa. Why? What's there? Why do I need to go there? Lou, do you think Georgia runs for over 125 on Texas? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they go over 125 for sure. Come on, Louisville, get your shit together. No, fuck Louisville. I need Louisville to fuck something up again. Well, they can make a field goal. That's fine. They can make a field goal, but that's it. Nothing more than a field goal. Lou cooking up factor meals for tomorrow's game day eats. I got a refrigerator full of them factor meals, bud. I ain't gonna lie. I do. They're pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. They are pretty good. The best one I've had is probably the shrimp and grits. That was pretty good. What are the chances that Cash Jones runs for 20 yards tomorrow? Less than 5%. What SEC school is it that you think is going to hire Dabo? Florida? Dabo ain't going nowhere. Not this year. Dabo will be at Clemson next year. All right, 2nd and 17, Louisville on the ground, gain of about 2 or 3. It's going to be 3rd and 14 now for Louisville. Uh-oh. Is that going to be another penalty on Louisville? They're going to get wow. They're going to get unsportsmanlike conduct on Louisville after the play. This might put them out of field goal range. These penalties for Louisville are unbelievable. I mean, that was clearly late. He just pushed a Clemson player well after the play. I mean, way after the play. Man, you got to have some awareness, man. You just can't do that. I mean, I'm glad they did it. Because I got Clemson +3, but what a terrible fucking penalty to take if you're Louisville there. I mean, way after the play. What a terrible penalty to take there if you're that Louisville player. I mean, you got to know better, man. The game's on the line. Your playoff chances, your ACC chances, all on the line, man. What are you doing? It's 3rd and 29 now, and they're not even in field goal range anymore. I mean, they're going to have to, they're all the way back at the 43-yard line. Back to throw. Gets rid of it. Caught. Breaks a tackle. Look at this. Down to the 28. So they're back in field goal range. 4th and long. They'll try to kick another field goal, but this is about where they missed the last one from. Look at this poor tackling right here from Clemson, too. Should have been tackled at the 40. Look at that. Get off me, bitch. These are two bad teams here. These are two bad teams. Louisville, the undisciplined penalties. And Clemson just can't get out of their own way. Clemson just cannot get out of their own way. Unreal. Unreal. These are just two bad teams. Two bad teams here. Yeah, it looks like neither team wants to win. You're right. Here comes the field goal. 46-yarder from the right hash. Snap, hold, kick. Did he miss it again? He missed it again. Wide left again. What is happening here? These are two... I'm sending Pete a message right now. I mean this in the nicest way possible, but these are two of the worst fucking dog shit teams in all of college football. Nobody wants to win this fucking game. Louisville just missed another field goal and then gets hit for another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Clemson's going to get the ball here. There's 1:30 to go. I'm sure they're going to go 3 and out and give Louisville the ball back. These are two of the worst teams on the fucking planet.
I'm classy. Yeah, fuck you. Kick rocks, buddy. Nobody gives a fuck about you around here. You can lick my nuts. Lick my ass, lick my nuts, and go fuck yourself.
Damn.
How about that? I'm not classy.
Louisville's kicker is part of the Pay Lou movement. It gotta be. Gotta be. Clemson keeps it on the ground, picks up about 4 yards. Louisville will call their second timeout. Creatine? No, I'm not trying to build a bunch of muscle, man. Yeah, Pay Lou. Who's the best team in the ACC? I think Georgia Tech and Miami are the two best teams in the ACC. Who do I think's winning the ACC? Georgia Tech or Pitt? If that dumbass didn't get that penalty, they would have at least got a first down. This has just been hard to watch the last 5 minutes of this game. I mean, this is just two bad fucking, terrible fucking teams here. Lou is too old for muscle. I got no interest in getting a bunch of muscles, man. I'm just trying to be in better shape. 2nd and 6. Clemson tackled for a loss. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Louisville takes their last timeout with 1:21 to go. The ACC doesn't deserve a team in a college football playoff. They might not get one in. If Duke wins the ACC might not get a team in. This is unbelievable. .124 to go, 3rd and 7. A first down ends the game. They don't get a first down. Louisville will get the ball back with about 30 seconds to go. Motion. Snap. Klubnik's going to keep for a loss of a yard. 4th and 8. Clemson will have to punt it away, but Louisville can't stop the clock. So there's going to be about 45 seconds left when they punt the ball. Another unsportsmanlike for Louisville? Probably. We still got 39 seconds to go. That's enough time for them to commit another penalty, I'm sure. No return on the punt. Louisville's going to have the ball on their own 15 with 30 seconds to go. Another flag. Who's this one on? Another damn flag. Referees have to have a meeting here. Holding on Louisville, that's going to back them up. That's going to back them up. All right. What are we doing on the Pay Lou movement? We started the night up $560. So we're down $2 to $558. But we've got Clemson plus 3 for $75. So that'll put us up to 625 or whatever. 620, 630, whatever. So we made some money tonight. That's the goal. We made some money. All right, 1st and 10, unless Louisville scores a touchdown, in which case we lose $75. First down to the 20. Clock will stop for a second or two while they reset the chains, and that's it. Back to throw. Caught, but short of the first down. Clock will keep running that time. 15 seconds and the clock is ticking. Louisville spikes it with 12 seconds to go. They're on their own 29. What is Lou going to do when sports gambling is outlawed? Sports gambling is not legal in Georgia now. So I'll gamble the same way I've been gambling since I was 8 years old, with a bookie. That's what I do now. I gamble with a bookie. Gambling's not legal in Georgia. You made $630 for the. I'm up $630 for the week. I will be if when this game ends. Incomplete pass, 4th and 1, 8 seconds to go. Gambling hasn't been legal in Georgia for a day of my life. It's been illegal here my entire life. It's illegal now. I can't use DraftKings or FanDuel or any of that shit. I have a local bookie. No, I didn't have a bookie when I was 8. My granddaddy did, and he would let me make bets. Incomplete pass on 4th and 1. That's going to be the ball game. There is 3 seconds to go, but all Clemson's got to do is take a knee, and they're going to win 20-19. And another ranked ACC team goes down. Nobody wants to win the ACC. Unbelievable. The ACC is literally imploding over the last 3 weeks. Georgia Tech and Miami lost 2 weeks ago. Louisville and Virginia lost last week. Now Louisville loses again. Their season is officially over. No ACC title game, no playoffs. That's it. That's it. All right, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be on at 9 in the morning for the kickoff show. We'll take a look at all tomorrow's games, go through them all, try to find some winners for tomorrow. And the streaming schedule for tomorrow is going to be 7:30 on Patreon. So make sure you get yourself signed up on the Patreon page. We'll hang out tomorrow night at 7:30 and watch all the primetime games. I will probably stream the 3:30 games on YouTube. Okay, Klubnik takes a knee, and that's it. Clemson wins 20-19. Congratulations to the Taters. They improve to 5-5 and keep their bowl hopes alive. If Clemson beats the Citadel next week, they'll be bowl eligible. Huge accomplishment for Dabo. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night, and I'll see you at 9 a.m. sharp.